What it do, what it is. Hey y'all, happy Monday. It's your girl Alicia Nikki Lee. Happy whatever day that you was watching this video, girl. I was like, look, I've been having some stuff to say, so we just gonna go grab a coffee and a little something and a little bite to eat. I bought my work stuff because change of scenery right quick, you know what I'm saying? Because if not, I'm just gonna, you know, when you work from home, it's too easy to fall asleep, okay? Too easy. I just wanted to come on and talk, girl. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I don't know what you got going on in your life, but if you are experiencing a financial battle, I mean challenge, something pertaining to it, I just want to share with you some things that I have been praying for awareness about. And I know that the economy is, I understand the economy, I understand all of that, and I know that those little bags of chips that used to cost 25 cents will never be 25 cents again, even though they only give you a handful. Yes, they give you a handful of chips in them little bitty bags, okay? So maybe they need to think about reducing or figuring out how to minimize the material or whatever. I don't know. But them little bitty bags of chips it's crazy. But anyway, we ain't talking about chips. That was just my example because I remember going to the corner store back in the days. And I used to walk to school. First off, I was not a fan of walking to school because we had neighborhood dogs. And the neighborhood dogs did not belong to nobody. So I literally was late to school because I saw a dog. And the dog was barking at me, and I turned around and I was like, yeah, I'll leave. I'll walk when a dog is gone. I was trying to find back ways and everything. but I just remember, you know, walking to the corner store the little times that I did have a little coin or two, you know, and go to the little corner store, get you some lemon heads for 25 cents, get you an airhead, or airheads, and you know, maybe even a little pickle, girl. Put them flaming hot Cheetos in that pickle, girl. Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little canned drink or whatever. But I had a conversation with my sister yesterday, and she said something that tickled me. It tickled me, and she was like, we was talking and she was like, I'm sorry if you hear that noise. It got me a little home manicure. And I was like, yes, girl. And I said, girl, what you get? She telling me all the stuff that she got for her home manicure set. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about, because, and I started telling her how I had went to Amazon because I had been thinking the same thing. Like, I like getting my nails done. I do not know how to do my eyebrows. Back in the days, the style was super thin, so I was able to get them things super thin. And grab my eyebrows just always been uneven or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. So it's some things that I need assistance with, but I'm grateful to have grown up in a household where, you know, I look at it as an adult as a blessing in disguise, right? I'm child number 4 out of 5 in the household that I grew up in. My mom's home, in our home, in our household, and you know, I wasn't the big sister. I'm the little sister. So there were things that, like my sister, I feel like my sister been to the hair salon more than I have, because she used to model and be in these modeling classes, and you know, the obvious. And we used to get our hair done as well, but it got to a point where I don't remember how many times I don't remember if I got my hair done at a salon, I do not remember the experience. But I do know that we had a family hairdresser that touched all of our heads, to include my great grandmother, who was a blues singer back in the days, and who was a blues singer back in the days, honey. She was a blues singer, honey. When times got hard and we found ourselves not being able to afford the salon, or even, you know, we'd have my older cousin who would do our hair. She was also the family hairdresser. She mainly would do like braids and sew-ins and quick weaves and stuff like that. All the good stuff, honeys, all the good stuff. And you know, she wasn't free either, right? She was just less expensive than going to the salon. But anyways, I'm trying to speak to you about money management and being a good steward over the little that you do have. While you may think it's little, I don't care if you ain't got no money in the bank, or if you got 3 cents, 25 cents, $2.50, or 27 cents, okay? Because once upon a time, not long ago, that was your girl, okay? And but I just want you to be aware, like, if you are experiencing those kind of things, it's nothing to feel down about, but it should be your motivation to be praying for how you can be a good steward over your finances, how you can, you know, earn your income, earn more, whatever. Oh, nice. All of that good stuff there. But like, as a kid, I learned these things because I don't know what it was, but I think I just learned at an early age that I wanted to be in control over my own beauty routine. And you know, the times where we were not able to get our hair done, we wore our natural hair, of course. And I was a permed hair girly, and so those in between times of your hair not being permed, it gets puffy, and it can even get like matted if you don't know what you're doing. But I have a mom who allowed me to experiment with my hair in a way that, I don't know, it gave me a sense of control. And I started with I was about 7, and we lived in a hood, okay? And hood or not, my household was, to me, I feel like my household was filled with love. I feel like our love was like, we had more love than we had money. And yeah, that was perfectly okay. Because you may not know it then, how the good Lord is like directing you, you know, in whichever way. And so I learned as a kid that was one of my struggles, that I became aware that we did not have the coins like that. Even though I didn't really ask to get my hair done and stuff like that, it was more so like toys and stuff. And so I started not liking being having a whole lot of siblings, because I couldn't get the toys I wanted. But I grew up out of that, y'all. I love my siblings. I love all of them, and I'm grateful for them. And I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned in my mother's house. And even though I did not like it all the time, I did not like having to be frugal and having to, you know, be on Section 8 and food stamps. It was, I just did not like it. And there were moments where my mama got her coins up and we wasn't on them. So, and you felt that as well. I felt it on it and I felt it off it, because when you're off of it, it's like literally every dollar, I mean, every dollar counted regardless. But I'm appreciative that my mama gave me the green light to go ahead and do what you do, baby, okay? And I remember going to that mirror in the bathroom, and we had like a little box for the hair stuff. And girl, I didn't know what I was doing, but I parted my hair. I don't remember the style, but I know I put some ponytails in my hair. And I was just so proud. I was just so proud. And that took me to my curiosity of, you know, it started off with the ponytails and stuff like that. I was still getting my hair permed, but the perms was not like all the time kind of a thing. And as a preteen, I'll say I started to just get curious about how to braid, because now I'm, you know, I'm aging. I'm getting on up there, and the ponytails is cool and all, but no ma'am. So I remember being gifted a Bratz doll head. So it was like just the shoulders and the head. And I used it, honey. Yasmin. I had a Yasmin doll. That's what she was, okay, honey. And Yasmin was my guinea pig. I learned how to braid on Yasmin. I learned how to plait, and because I would just twist, you know, my hair. That I felt like that was easy, you know. You just wrapping the thing around. And so Yasmin was my guinea pig, and when my mom would have extra braiding hair left over from whenever we would get our hair done, or she would get her hair done, I would ask to use some of the hair so that I can go and practice on trying to learn how to add the hair. And so when my older cousin took over as our hair braider, and, you know, she was now our hairdresser when we were able to afford her, I would ask my cousin if I can, like, watch her braid hair, because she would braid our hair, but also her nieces and nephews' hair. And I would just watch her, and I would hover. I ain't gonna lie to you, I would hover. And, you know, I just, okay. I enjoyed it, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate her for doing that. So I learned how to, at a young age, just be resourceful. Resourceful? Is that the word? Yeah, I think it's the word. I learned how to be resourceful. And I appreciate, like, I'm just reflecting. I've done this before, like, and I was like just so amazed with God's timing, and like the reason that he put you in situations even from a kid. Much better. Yes, much better. Much better. I'm parked crooked, but who gonna stop me though? I mean, who gonna move me? Okay, never mind. All right, so what I'm trying to say is, I learned back then just how it was like you can't get everything you want, so figure out how to, like, accept the challenge, pretty much. Accept the challenge of, you know, girl, what am I trying to say? I don't know, but when my sister brought up the nail set, I too had done a similar thing. I didn't get the manicure set, but last weekend I picked up a box of nails. Like, I looked up because every time I would compliment women and their nails, most of the time they would be like, oh, it was a $3 set from the Family Dollar or the Dollar General, and I was like, girl, you can't even tell. Well, I look at my hands like, you can't even tell. And she was like, yeah, it was on sale, girl. And I was like, oh, dang. Like, what am I doing wrong? I'm spending like $100 some at the nail shop for my hands and my feet. It's one thing to get, you know what I'm saying, a pedicure, but, you know what I'm saying, have them scrubbing, you know what I'm saying, scrubbing that thing. But prior to me getting my nail kit, when I realized I need to make some changes in my own household as an adult, I was like, something gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something gotta go. Something gotta give, because I don't want to be, not every month needs to call for me to be at somebody's nail shop. Where am I going? When I have stuff to do, yes, maybe. But I'm learning then that no, it don't always got to be that way. Yeah, I'll be wanting people to do it. Yes, scrub the toes, honey. But sometimes I had to learn. I had to learn. I'm telling you what I done learned, okay? And that is simply to be resourceful and see what it is in your life that you like to do. Because, you may have expensive habits, but how can we make it make sense to where, you know what I'm saying? Like, So I picked up, so when the lady told me about her nails and the dollar store, I was like, girl, let me go to Amazon, because if that was $3 for a set, surely I can find a couple of sets. And so I remember seeing these ads about Gel-X nails, and I was like, you know what, I used to do those back in the, not Gel-X, but I used to add those, I used to add the nail tips to my nails using the nail glue back in the days. You know what I'm saying? The little basic one where it's just that them mugs used to pop right out. They used to pop off because, they don't, like, you literally, like, this was back in the day. So, okay, this was pre-YouTube, okay? And so, yeah, them things used to pop off, honey. And it was just a mess. So I think I had always been just scared to even try press on nails again or whatever. Just to put on nails that was not professionally done from somebody who knew what they was doing, okay? Because me and hair, yeah. Me and nails, no, okay? No. Me and makeup, I do the bare minimum because I don't know what I'm doing, but I know a little bit to get me through, okay? I watched most of the seasons of America's Next Top Model growing up, so I've learned to be self-sufficient in how to take control of my beauty routine. and I'm grateful for America's Next Top Model just coming together, because while there's a lot of talk about it, as a preteen when that show came out, I was in the phase of just not really discovering who I am, but like just discovering my beauty. Like what? Like, I was like, I had already knew about makeup, but I was like, it's not as expensive at, like, I don't know what I was thinking of. I just thought everything was expensive and out of the budget, until I learned, honey, you can go to the dollar store. You go on and you can find you some eyeliner for the low. You go find you some lip gloss. Like, that was my basics, you know what I'm saying? So some eyeliner and lip gloss, girl. And I appreciate my mama for allowing me to even be me and my sisters. And it's really just me and my sister who's like 2 years older than me. My eldest sister, she ain't never really been into like makeup and stuff like that. And so modeling, yes. On a regular, no. So it was just cool to just explore that, because we did not grow up seeing my mama and doing that. My mama did not do stuff like that. My mama and makeup, that's not her thing either. And so we did not grow up seeing our mom doing that. I think it was just, I don't know what it was, but I don't know. And so I had to learn. I didn't have to. No. I did have to learn because I was tired of playing victim to my circumstances as a child. And I was not able to get a job. And I was not able to get a job. But I started to learn how to do things for myself. I learned how to take your butt to the store and get you some inexpensive nail polish and polish your own nails. I'm talking about when I was a preteen. Get you some polish from the store. And me and my hair, I knew how to. At this point, Yasmin allowed me to, playing her hair, girl. She wasn't able to say ouch or nothing, so that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because if she would have been able to blink and see her hairstyles, she probably would have, you know what I'm saying? She probably would have shoulder bumped me or something. I don't know. Because I was really just, I don't know, girl. I was learning. I had to start somewhere. And my 6th grade picture was my first time just feeling confident enough to style my own hair for picture day. Yeah. If I find that picture, I'm gonna show you. Because I just wish I would have styled it a little differently. Okay, I had the braids here, and then in the back, I think I had put it in like a ponytail. But it's picture day, and they're not gonna see. They just take your picture from this angle, so you just see my big old smile, and my hair is like back. I'm like, I look like my brother in this picture. Like, come on now, like, girl. So yeah, it is what it is. I learned my lesson. And yeah, like, I just had to learn to be resourceful back then. And I'm grateful because that literally helped me in all phases of my life so far. So when I went from learning as a preteen, and I would polish my own nails and my own toes, and I would clip my toes and file them, and do the same with my nails, and I would let my nails grow real long, and you know what I'm saying, like, they grew fast. I'll just polish them things because I was learning these skills. My aunt noticed my nails one day, and child, I had painted a whole flag on my big toes. It was like it was I painted the American flag on my toes, girl. I did. I know. Don't talk about me. I don't want to hear if you saying the C word. That's the C. It's the C word that just came across my brain. But I was a child. Your girl ain't getting no dang on flag on her toes, okay? As no adult, no ma'am. But I did it as a child. And one day my aunt missed her nail appointment. I was about 12, 13 maybe. Something like that. 11. I don't know. I was something like that. And I remember her just saying, like, she was gonna pay me like $5 or $10 to polish her toes, and then I would have to massage it. So she wanted something that not even the well, I guess they do, they massage your feet. I ain't never got no massage at when they doing my pedicures. I wish I wouldn't leave and I would pay for extra, because I would prefer my feet to be massaged over my toes to get painted any day. Okay. So yeah, I'd have to massage her feet, honey, with a little oil and stuff. Shoot, I wish I had a niece that would do that, but none of my nieces, not even my kids, is into that kind of stuff right now. But so I made my little monies that way, and then I would braid my own hair, and I would, braid my natural hair, and then when I started adding hair, people started noticing. My family started noticing, and it turns out that I was a little cheaper than my cousin. So I do things here and there. I'm grateful for the heads that I've touched, because I love my family and they believed in me even when I would be like second guessing, and they'd ask for styles, and I'm like, I wouldn't understand why they was asking me to do a style on them that they had never seen me do on myself. And that used to like just make me feel intimidated and make me feel like I wasn't good enough, because I was not privy to this understanding how the style even worked. Like, it was crazy to me, and I just was not the most confident, because I'm like, y'all asking me to do something I've never done before, and I would verbally tell them, and they'll be like, I believe in you, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't believe in me right now. I don't believe in me with this style that you're asking me to do. I used to ask for pictures. You got a picture? Because at least if I see a picture, I can do my best. But when you, again, this is pre-YouTube, okay? This is way before YouTube. And yeah, there was like Google Images, but it was just more, it's gonna sound crazy, it was more accessible for you to go and pick up a Ebony, a Jet, a Word Up, a Source magazine. It was easier for you to go and pick up those all those hair it was a Hype Hair, I think was one. Hype Hair magazine. It was so much, it was easier for you to pick up a magazine and just point to the style that you want. And sometimes I didn't get that, and I would feel inadequate, okay, all the way. And then even in my adulthood, I've learned some things, and I'm still learning, because I'm not a professional. I did not go to school. I'm not licensed. I'm just what you call a kitchen stylist. I'm just a DIYer to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? No? Okay. And so I'm just trying to tell you how the things that, because I remember being 16, and by this time I knew how to braid, and I was braiding individually, and like I was doing my thug dizzle, and I would make my lush monies by doing other people's hair. And it wasn't salon prices, but it would be enough for me to do a little something. I'd even chuck my mama a little something or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think I just got tired of crying over something that was out of my control. And when I was able to just style other people's hair, braid their hair, whatever, and make my little money, I would go and reinvest by buying me some supplies that I needed to do my own hair, or do my own nails, or get my little makeup here and there, because I learned from Tyra that white eyeliner at the bottom, it gives your eyes it opens your eyes a bit. I don't know the words the exact words she said, but it pertains to pretty much just making your eyes look, more open or whatever. I'd go buy me some white eyeliner, honeys. Yes. Resourceful. Gotta be resourceful. So I learned then, and what I learned then literally carried me through. I was able to, maybe not nobody's nails and toes, because no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. But I've been making money doing other people's hair all the way up until I had to tell my family, don't call on me no more to do it. Like, I told them, like, I'm retired. I'm not doing nobody else's hair. I got 4 kids. That's 4 heads. My household is a household of 6. That's 6 heads I gotta do. And there's not enough. Y'all don't pay me enough. Y'all don't pay me enough. Y'all don't pay me enough. And this year, I braided my mom's hair for the free, I believe. And so that's rare nowadays, because I just said I don't call on me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. But even when I went into the military, I was doing my friend's hair, and I went to Afghanistan and I did my friend's hair, my battle buddy's hair, and another soldier's hair. And I wasn't a fan of how, that she was my roommate. She was older than me and in a different military company than I was, but she was one of my roommates when I was in Afghanistan, and I braided her hair, and I was just like, she wanted cornrows, and I'm like, I'm more of a 2-row kind of girl, and I'm not much of a fan of just the straight, like the cornrows that's like has no layers to it, because I feel like it's a science to it, because you need to know like how much and And so it was one of those, and I've done a lot of styles where by the end of it I wasn't too much of a fan. It's okay, because I will tell them I'm not a professional, and they'd be like, I trust you, and I'm like, all right, well, don't be talking noise when you get this here thing here, because I done told you, huh? And those same skills carried me into being a mother. So my kids have not stepped foot in a salon. I want to take my daughter, one of these days. I think it's time for her, because she's, a natural girly. And actually, when I was 17, that was my last perm. I had that perm on for about 3 minutes. It was burning like crazy, and all this, put the Vaseline, don't scratch your head, but you get it. Yeah, I did all that, and it was still burning like crazy. It was still burning like crazy. It's a dang on chemical. It's a chemical. And so 17 was my last perm, and then I ended up giving myself a texturizer when I was like 20. Yeah, I was like 20, and I just gave myself a texturizer, because I just was like, how am I gonna be wearing my hair? Girl, that felt like a perm as well. And that was the end of that. I ain't did that no more. I had been natural since then, honey. Just rock your fro, honey. I was rocking my fro, or braid my hair or whatever. And I'm just saying how my life as a child had prepared me, all those ways of being resourceful. It's like, just because I'm an adult, and just because I may feel like I can afford it, at the same time, it's like, I want to be a better steward over my money. And if it's something that I can do and take over, I need to do that. And there will be times to treat myself, but it should not be an every month type of a thing for me, for my household. Not when I'm trying to, get my monies up. If you're trying to get your monies up, something's gonna have to give, whether that's in your beauty routine or I don't know your life, girl. I don't know your life. I'm just want to encourage you to find something, to find something that will allow you to hold on to. I don't even care if it's an extra $5 more. That's if you was to save that $5, if you was to have an extra $5 every week, or an extra $5 every 2 weeks or every month, it's still gonna add up. What's 12 times 5? 12, 24, 36, 48. Now, I don't know if my calculations is right, but I feel like 12 times 5 is... If it's times 5, then that means that it's got to... Okay, 50, 55. Girl, it's 60. Because I'm like, anything that's multiplied by 5 ends in a 5 or a 0. So I couldn't figure out the math. I was talking about some 56. It's not 56. It's 60. So even then, if you save it $5 for the next 12 months, honey, that's an extra $60 at the end of it. But yeah, I just wanted to encourage you, because I picked up those nails, and I have fat nail beds, but I picked up nails, and they had some for my little fat nail beds. I picked up the gel that goes with it, the glue, the gel glue, I think that's what it's called, and gel polish. And I've been had a UV light. I think that's what you call it. I've been had the little UV lights that you stick your hand in, and I had a gel set, but I done used it all, honey. I rolled them things till it was no more left. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I paid in total maybe $20 to $30 for all of that. That is, though I bought a box of nails, I think it's like 200 something, like maybe 210 nails in the little case. And so my nails they don't fit all of them, but the ones that do fit, it's enough nails in there for me to do about, I was gonna say 5, but honestly I feel like it's about 7 to 10 sets. I don't know. I don't feel like doing the math, and I don't have it with me, but it's a lot of sets in there. I had only done one so far, and I only took my nails off because it was my first time using that, and I was just like, okay, so trial and error. So I'm gonna probably do more this week. But it was like, it can last for like 2-3 weeks or something. When I tell you, them things did not even feel like I did it myself. I knew I did it myself. And I was just like, oh man, this is a game changer. So I'm just encouraging you, girl, to just figure it out, girl. I just wanted to share that. Girl, I don't know who this for. I don't even care if it's for nobody. I think it was on my mind, and I'm just running my mouth. So I'm going to get me a coffee now, girl, okay? We will reconvene later at another time. No, I'm really sleepy, by the way. I am so sleepy, girl. I am so sleepy, girl. I have an exam to do on tomorrow. I thought it was yesterday, but I had to do an essay paper last night. Who waits to do that? I did, unfortunately. I did. Like the conversation, like the topic. But what? But anywho. So I just want to say be easy. And yeah.